morning. I'll be talking in English today for our younger generation. I'm pretty sure everybody will understand what I'm talking about. I was told that this week some of our students who are graduating from their secondary school, they will be passing their HSC exams. I understand that in the last 2-3 months you couldn't go directly face-to-face to school, and somehow that make probably life a bit different and difficult as well, a hardship for you, but I'm pretty sure you are well prepared. This brings me to think about and address that we as people, Armenians, we like education. From the time of Mesrop Mashdod's, actually last month, this month was the feast of Tarkmanchas, the translators. So since the early 5th century, once the Armenian alphabet was created, our forefathers, they loved education, and they sacrificed everything throughout the centuries up to this day. So wherever Armenians have gone, they have established schools, immediately churches, and make sure that they preserve their identity and traditions in this manner. Life is obviously an exam from the day we are born. We learn from the day we are born, and we are tested. Our abilities are tested in our relationship with our parents, with our siblings, with our friends, everybody. So life, throughout life, it's an exam. We test ourselves, we learn something, and we try to prove. So there are many challenges then to overcome. And from biblical side, we look when Jesus particularly, before even his embarking on his mission to preach, immediately after baptism, he was tested. And he was tested when he supposedly was weak, because he was fasting for 40 days. But he passed the exams, obviously. And then toward the end, just before the cross, before his suffering, before his major challenges, he was tested again in the Garden of Gethsemane, but he was ready for the challenges, and he met with superb bravery the challenges that probably any human being would not have been able to take. But what it comes, for example, to the apostles, at least in the beginning they failed. But later, gradually, they came to their faith, and they make sure that every one of them, they will give their life for that very faith which Jesus had transmitted them. So, in a way, life, as I was saying, is a testing, and I can bring my personal example actually. My first year was a total disaster, for example, in London when I was studying. The reason for that being that I didn't know proper English first, and then I didn't know how to even write a paper. I wasn't acquainted with the system of the university. It was a total different upbringing up to that time. So those were challenges to be met. But if you have an idea, an aim, then you keep up with the challenges. And I remember sitting one day when I failed, that what I'm going to do next. Because I was told when I was in the seminary, if you're not satisfied, because we were all the time complaining about our teachers, particular religious themes, they said, if you're not satisfied, go learn and come and bring better stuff and education. So I said, if I return now, they will say, I was complaining, there's another failure in our lives. So I said, I don't know what will happen, but I will try it again and again till I'll succeed. And I did succeed. And obviously, one another thing which is important, because most of the exams are in writing, you are familiar with the system, you prepared yourself all these years, so you mustn't question your ability. It is there. Trust that you have worked. If you have worked, if you have prepared, trust yourself. I remember in the final exam, this was at London again, when I opened the paper to read the questions, I didn't understand a single point of the questions. So I started panicking what I was going to answer if I didn't understand the question. Then for a second I said, come on, close the paper, concentrate, and then open it, and gradually it came down. And I tried to understand every single question and give an appropriate answer. So my word for you will be, trust yourself, trust your abilities, trust whatever you've done in your life up to now, it will be tested. And whatever you can give it. Don't be shy of it. And one thing I will underline, that in the time of your forefathers, your grandfathers, when they came to this country, they didn't ask them if they had diplomas in their skills. Today, without diploma, any skill, you cannot work. So you need that piece of paper, even if you're after graduation, after your exams, you're going to take in a skill, but still you have to go and study it. Still you have to get that diploma. So it is important in this country, in order to keep a step with life, it's for your sake then, to pass these exams and then to deal with it. And I'm pretty sure once you pass these exams, you will feel that you are on top of Mount Ararat. But when gradually you start, as I used to feel when I graduated London, then when I wanted to do a further study, suddenly realized that I'm always at the summit, not the summit, but at the lowest part of the mountain. I had to climb all over again. So that's life. But again, don't give up, don't be shy, don't think that you haven't prepared well. I'm pretty sure you did as much as possible, and make the sign of the cross, make a short prayer for yourself, take your pen and start answering all the questions. I'm pretty sure God will help you, and we will see you after the exam you pass, and God willing, you will embark on your new mission in this life, either in skills or going to universities, so that after a couple of years, you'll have your real diplomas in this life, and then obviously life will test you on every corner, on every step. And I'm hoping that your education, your sound education in the schools up to now, your good traditions which have been passed to you by your parents and grandparents will help you, because they shape your character, your identity, what you are today. Trust yourself and go forward. Thank you.